Hello everyone and welcome to a new video of Firepower Threat Defense series. In this video, we are going to see smart and classic licensing on FMC along with the backup of Firepower Management Center and the managed FTD devices from the FMC. Okay, so let's jump on to FMC. On the FMC, in order to look for licensing, click on this gear-shaped icon, which is known as system, and then under licenses, select smart licenses for the smart licensing. Okay. So in order to register your FMC with the Cisco Smart Software Manager, you first need to get a token from the smart licensing portal. Okay. Once you have the portal, click on this register button, put the token here, and that's it. Click on apply changes, and you can enable Cisco support diagnostics if you want. Okay, you just put the token in this field, okay, and just click on apply changes. That's it. Your FMC connects to the smart licensing portal and then fetches the required licenses you have available in there. Okay, on the same tab, you have the options to edit the performance tier and the licenses assigned to individual firewalls. Okay, like suppose I want to edit the performance tier of a virtual firewall. So here if you see, I have two firewalls. I can select one of the device and I can then select the performance tier I want to apply to it and then hit apply. That's it. That's how you change the performance tier of a device. Now suppose if I want to edit the licenses assigned to the device, like suppose right now my FTD2 and FTD1 both have malware licenses. I just want to exclude one of the units from it. So the option is edit licenses. Go to malware and then select the unit and then you need to press this delete icon and that unit will be out of the license. Okay, now this unit does not have any malware license and then you can click on apply. Okay, that is the way you can edit licenses and the performance tier for the managed firewalls from the FMC. Now suppose you have classic licenses. Okay, classic licensing is something, where you get a PAK code from the Cisco. Okay, so you have your FMC's key, then you have a PAK code. You go to the classic licensing portal. There you enter the PAK and you generate a token. Okay, so once you get the token, click on add new license. You will be using this license key along with that PAK. Okay, to generate the license, and then you will put the license here and that's it. You will submit the license. You can verify as well and you can get as well from this key. Okay, once you have the PAK, you have generated a license over there. You can get it, you can verify it, you can submit, or you can copy paste whatever license file you see on the portal. Basically not the license file, the license text you see. Okay, that's how you take care of classic and smart licensing for the FMC appliance. Now, let's have a look at the backup and restore option. Okay, this option is listed under the tools section here. Let's click on backup and restore. Okay, so if you see, the first tab here is backup management and second tab is backup profiles. Backup management lets you have the backup of firewall management, which is this FMC, and then managed device backup. Managed device backup helps you to take the backup of the FTDs which are managed from this FMC. And then upload backup option. Suppose if you have a backup, okay, which is stored somewhere for one of the FTDs, which you would like to upload on FMC, because that FTD is managed from here, then you can select the file here and then upload the backup. This option is for that purpose. Okay. Now, in order to perform the backup of firewall management, you need to click here. Okay. If you click on firewall management backup, it will ask you what you want to backup first. Okay. I want to backup configurations or events. Do I want to send an email after the backup is complete or not? And if it is being copied, if it is being done on remote location, do you want to copy from that location to the FMC over the FMC itself? So this option is for that. I'll cancel for now. You see, when we clicked on Firewall Management Center Backup, we were shown a location where the backup will be stored. So the backups are stored by default locally on slash where slash sf slash backup folder. Okay. And it is showing the excuses is 28% right now. Now, suppose I want to store this backup on a remote location, like on a SCP server, or maybe on a SMB stuff, or maybe on a NFS here. Okay. In order to do that, you need to configure a remote storage location. Okay. If I click on remote storage here, it takes me to the place where I can configure the remote storage. I can also go to remote storage by clicking here, then configuration, and then selecting this remote storage. Now, right now, there is no remote storage configured. It's local. Okay. Now, we are going to configure a SMB storage here. NFS is Linux-based systems. SSH is just, if you want to take care of storage using the, I would say, SCP kind of stuff. Okay. And then let's put the IP address. So I have a Windows server here, which is configured, which has a folder, which is configured as a share. Now let's put the IP address 192.168.253.100. Share. My share is located under users, uh, backward slash, it's administrator, then backward slash desktop, then backward slash FMC. So let's do it. Okay, it's already popping up. So this is the path. Why I'm using backward slash? Because my system is Windows based. Okay, my SMB server is Windows based. If this would have been Linux based, then you will have forward slashes. Okay, what is the domain? The domain is test.lab. That's what is the domain of that server. Username, I'm going to use administrator. This user should have access, read and write access on this folder. Okay, let's put the password. Okay, now I don't want to use any advanced options. Do you want to use this for backups? Yes, I want to use this for backups. Do you want to use for reports? Let's leave this option as it is. We don't want to use it for now for reports. And disk space threshold. If the disk space has reached to 90%, FMC will stop backing up on this remote location. Okay. Now, before saving this stuff, we can test the configuration. Click on the test button. See, connection tested successfully. It means with this user ID, FMC was able to store some data in this folder. Okay, that's what I would say. And then you save the configuration. Okay, configuration is now saved. Now, if we go back to the backup and restore option here, okay, you see now it shows storage location, SMB which we configured. Okay, and then there is a checkbox, enable remote storage for backups. If you uncheck that, then you are back to local based backups. Okay, so we want to keep it enabled, so that's why this checkbox is enabled. Now let's suppose I want to perform firewall management backup. I'll click on firewall management backup, and then I'll give it a name and what I want to backup. Do you want to backup events or not? I do not have email configured. Do I want to copy this from remote to the FMC itself? Then check this box and then start the backup. That's it. So this is basically, this is how you will do the backup of FMC. I'm not going to do it because it takes a lot of time. I'll show you the local backup because remotely the file needs to be transferred as well. Okay. But before we do the local backup of FMC, I'll show you the FTD backup stuff. So when you, in order to take the backup of FTDs managed by this FMC, you click on manage device backup. Okay. And then I'm not seeing any device here. Probably this is a bug or maybe something related to my specific deployment of EVNG. But in real time, you will have your FTDs shown here. Like I have two FTDs on FMC, which is FTD1 and FTD2. They both will be showing here. I'll select the FTD and the location is already set, which is remote because the checkbox is checked, enable remote storage for the backup, and then I can check this box, retrieve to management center. In this case, what will happen? FMC will do the backup of FTD on the remote location, which is this, but then will also copy the backup file on the management center. So it will be on two places then, okay, on the remote as well as on FMC. So in case if you need to restore this backup, the file still be present on the FMC. Okay, so FMC can restore it. So that's how you take care of backup. And other than that, what is backup profile is, with backup profile you decide what you really want to backup. So when you deploy the FMC, you will have a default backup profile. Okay, you will have a default backup profile. It was there, I have deleted it, and there was a scheduled task to take a backup weekly. Okay, let me first disable the remote storage for the backup, and then I'll recreate that profile, and I will also schedule a backup task. So let's do it. Okay, now my remote storage configured, but it won't be used for backups. Okay, if I check the box, then that path will be back. I unchecked, so this path is now back. Now I'll click on firewall management backup. Basically, if you go via backup profiles, you have the same thing. Okay, let's go via backup profiles. Just give me a minute. Create a profile. I'll say config backup only. Okay, because I'm not doing events and I'm not copying in, because it's not all the going to the remote location. Okay, I'll just say save as new. My profile is now saved. I'm not going to back up with this profile right now. I've just saved the profile. Now, in order to schedule the backup, I want to schedule the backup. Okay, so for that you have to go here, system option, then click on scheduling. You get presented with this calendar type of options. Then you click on add task. Okay, I want to add a backup task, job type backup. It's a recurring thing. It starts you can say on July 12th, or I would say it starts on July 15th, and then repeats every 1 week, and then runs at 1 a.m. at night, and then it repeats on let's say every Sunday. It receives it is it repeat every 1 week. Okay, and it happens on Sunday. Give it job a name. I would say FMC config config backup. You see, if we will be doing for device, we will select the device option, and then the options will change. You have to select a device. That the devices are not appearing, probably due to some issue with my FMC. I'm not sure what is the problem right now, but I want to go with the management center backup. Okay, and then I can put a comment if you want and select the email. I'll just save the job. Okay, so that's how you can schedule a job for the backup. You see, now it has come up on 20th and on 27th. And if I go to further, I will have in the calendar same job. See, and there is also a weekly software job. And if you want to see if you want to see the details of a job, click on the job here, and then the job details will be coming up at the bottom of the calendar. You see, this is the FMC backup job, and when it was last run, and who created it, for what domain it is, and then this weekly. If you click on this weekly software download job, it will show you what is this job. Then we will talk about this scheduling. There are multiple kinds of jobs you can schedule here, but right now we wanted to talk about the backup and store. Now let's do a local backup of our FMC. Okay, so in order to do the local backup, I'll click on firewall management backup. I'll make sure location is local, and then I'll say 12 July 2025 hyphen. I'll say back up. Okay, I only want to backup configurations, and I'll say start the backup. Okay, you see now my backup has started. I'll show you here under the task. See, backup is started. I'll pause the video while the backup completes, and then I'll show you how does it show the backup in the backup management section. So guys, our backup is now complete. You can see backup job is now complete. If I click here and I basically just reload this, or just go back to the backup management, I should see FMC backup. Yeah, see, FMC backup, and what date it was created, what is the file name, what is the VDB version in it, what's the location, what's the size, if it has configuration or events, yes or no. Similarly, if we do a managed device backup, there will be another section at the bottom, and we can, if we check this, we can restore this backup, download, delete, or can move. But as of now, I think I need to enable the remote location, then it should be able, I should be able to move it. Okay. Thank you for your time for this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, have a good day.